Понял, под моим управлением. Наблюдаю у вас 292.
Hello guys, once again. We are here again in War Thunder, straight into the action. We are going to kind of make a review on the F8U-2, which is the Crusader, of course. It's the first one that you get when researching the Navy tree of the US Navy, the US. So yeah, pretty cool aircraft. I'm trying to get I already got the F8E, but I'm still finishing the upgrades on this, and I'm getting ready for if basically something gets added to the Navy next patch. We probably should see some some dev logs in this week. Probably already seen when this video come out. So yeah. But yeah, pretty cool aircraft in general. It's called the last gunfighter because it's kind of the last fighter before the actual missile age began became actually predominant basically. So come on, the flares right now are the hell, man. But yeah, basically it's just a Navy fighter, interceptor basically, for the US Navy. And it's a pretty good fighter in general. I mean, oh come on, the missile didn't hit. Try to get him with the cannon. You have to be careful with the breaking its wings. But yeah, I wanted to show this battle first because we kind of have a very rare battle in here, kind of, because we have the I don't know if he was going down, if I stole that kill, sorry, but let me see. Yeah, the battle is already ended, and of course I just wanted to show you guys this battle because we are in a very low BR kind of situation, so 10.0, 10.3, so pretty good. But let's get into the other one, and I'm gonna talk about a little bit of the aircraft. So yeah, guys, first of all, we're just gonna talk about a little bit of the aircraft itself. So the F8U-2 is the first one that you get on the tech tree, of course, and of course it has the same guns as the other ones. Of course, we have one in France, and of course the F8E after that. But yeah, it has the Mark 12 Colt Brownings. So yeah, as you see, 20 millimeters, pretty good, but you have to be careful sometimes with a little bit of seizures problems and some stuff like that. The gun getting jammed and stuff. The F8U, it's a little bit better than other aircraft that uses it because it has a lower fire rate, if I'm not mistaken. So no, it has the same as the F3H, but it's a little bit less than the F2, so it's a little bit better against jamming and stuff. It has APQ-50 radar, a range of 40 kilometers with IFF, acquire mode, and the BVR mode. So pretty alright radar. You're not gonna use it much, but it helps sometimes. The missiles are not slave to that, but still. Of course, here we have only the radar and the RWR, the APR-27. We don't have the IRST that we have in the F8E. Of course, the engine is the J57P16. Pretty strong engine, but sometimes it loses a lot of speed. So some stuff that you have to think about is that the flight model of this aircraft, as I'm going to show in some battles, it's kind of weird. So has some weird tuck under kind of situation depending on the altitude and the speed that you are. And of course, when you get close to Mach speeds at near the ground as well, the rudder tends to do some kind of snap sometimes. I mean, like from I don't know 1 or 2 seconds each time, and it does a snap and go back and does a snap, and the rudder kind of goes a little bit to the left, and it doesn't. The flight model is kind of weird. Of course, we have a problem, of course, in the landing flaps. This right one part of the landing flap, it doesn't come down on the on the model of the aircraft, but on the flight model we work. So that's the main thing. Of course, having only two types of flaps: the combat flap, which is kind of a slat situation, and a full landing flaps, which goes down here. Okay, and last one, other type of system. So we have the 20 millimeters, and we have the four AIM-9Ds, which are way better than the AIM-9E. It's a Navy missile, so it's a pretty good missile. And of course, we have the FFAR Mighty Mouses uh, inside the aircraft. So it has a kind of a bomb bay here that goes down. And I don't think it's supposed to work like a ground attacker. I think it's supposed to be an interceptor thing. A lot of aircraft back in the day, in the 50s, used this type of system of unguided rockets, like the F-89 Scorpion. So yeah, pretty good. So you have to be careful with braking your wings and with compression. So don't turn a lot. Don't turn, you know, every single time, and you will be fine. Okay, let's get into another battle, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Of course, as we see here, we are using 30 minutes, which is kind of a middle ground. I mean, 46 is too much and 20 is too little, so 30 minutes is fine. We are using the Mighty Mouses together with 4 AIM-9Ds and the air targets together with the mixed loadout of countermeasures. Of course, it has 60 countermeasures, so yeah. So yeah, I forgot to change one thing, but yeah, as you see, we have the flaps there, the slats, using the combat flaps. And if you go down to landing flaps, as you see, the right one doesn't work. Now it's kind of working. Let's see. Nah, but it's not. It's not working properly. So yeah, as you see, it doesn't work very well, but still. It's kind of funny that it changes the whole wing profile to have a kind of a higher angle of attack to landing on the carrier. So pretty cool. Let's raise it up again. And of course we have the bomb bay. Wait a little bit. Come on. Oh, I have to change it to the rockets. Of course we have kind of a bomb bay here with the rockets. So it has 32 rockets and it fires 16 of them each time, okay? Apparently, if you use the normal mode. If you use, let's check with this. Yeah, you can use it like this as well. So yeah, kind of a unguided rocket. It doesn't have the ballistic computer, but it doesn't matter. It's kind of an interceptor thing. So yeah, you can use it to attack some ground targets, but the main thing was probably to destroy bombers, okay? So let's get into the battle itself. We are here, and the normal matches that you're going to see on it. So if you don't like to have a challenge, I advise you not to use this aircraft to actually grind it out, because it has a lot of weird stuff going on. So the wing breaks like kind of in a weird situation. So we have to be careful. And you have a lot of compression, so yeah. As you see, the flight model at this altitude is working properly, but once you go down a little bit, it kind of snaps a little bit to the left. Of course, you're going to be facing a lot of MiG-23s right now, which kind of destroys this aircraft a little bit. As you see there, he's probably attacking me. Let's wait. Try to get out of here a little bit. So yeah, and of course the flares are kind of I mean, you know, they're kind of really strong right now, so you don't need to spam it out, the flares. So if somebody releases a missile on you, just fires a missile on you, just release one flare and it probably will be fine. Try to always take off your afterburner. I'm probably gonna make a video, a revisited video on that, but yeah. Of course, being the AIM-9D, you have the advantage of having 5 seconds of burn time, and 18 seconds, 18 Gs of turn. It's not the best missile ever, but it can do some stuff. As you see, it's not the greatest missile ever. Oh Jesus! Probably somebody's going to steal it, as always. But yeah, you have to be careful with the matchmaking. The matchmaking in this aircraft is kind of difficult to play with, because you always get up tiers. And maybe with the Kai and the MLD going up in BR, it's probably going to be fine, but yeah. Let's try to... No. Oh, come on. Yeah, the spotting system always getting the best of you when you are not paying a lot of attention behind you. So yeah, be careful with that. I did not see that guy. And of course we got lucky again. We have a low tier again, just to show a little bit. It kind of, I mean, it's a middle ground between top tier and down tier. But it depends on the time of the day, you know. It depends on a lot of stuff. So I mean, it's not that you cannot play against top tier, it's just going to be a lot harder. Of course, having the flares and chaff helps a lot. Having the RWR, of course, have a lot helps a lot, but still you have to be careful with top tier. So yeah, and as you saw in the last battle, I was kind of shooting away the missiles. Of course, you have to be a little bit more reserved on shooting missiles. So yeah, a lot of people were saying that I should use the AIM-9E and of course the D as more as a AIM-9B, but that's not true. The AIM-9E and AIM-9D, especially the D, but the E as well, is a lot faster than the AIM-9B, so it's a lot better in general. So it's a way better missile in a lot of aspects. Of course, it's not an R60 or AIM-9J or G or something, but it's one of the best missiles that you can have in this BR. So yeah, as you see, we have a lot of compression. Come on, mate, stop doing that. I'm going to shoot it. Of course, having a lot more distance to actually fire the missile, because it burns for a long time. It has the same tracking rate. I don't know exactly, but suppose that the tracking rate is not working properly right now, but still it's supposed to be a very capable missile. Actually, the AIM-9D and the AIM-9C, of course, they are the same missile, but with different heads. So yeah, but as you see, it's pretty alright to fly it. It's a very good dogfighter, but I mean, it's called the last gunfighter because of it. It's a very good dogfighter, but it's not the greatest as well. It's just a very cool, very fast aircraft in acceleration, but doesn't have a very good low altitude max speed, but still pretty amazing. With the compression, you have... Why would you do that, mate? I don't know if it was a mistake, but if it was on purpose, why? You are so scared of me that you just crash into the ground. But yeah, you have a lot of... one of my advices is to actually be careful when you have somebody behind you, because with the compression and the way that the engine works and the flight model works, you have a lot of energy retention when turning. So you will need to take off the power and actually open the air brake a lot when you're trying to make somebody overshoot, because it kind of doesn't like to lose speed, you know. As you see, of course it was a Saber and flying very slowly, but the missiles are pretty amazing at this BR. I cannot wait to have AIM-9H in the Navy aircraft in the future. That would be amazing. Fox 2 again. So it burns for a long time, as you see, and end up being a lot better to destroy targets than the AIM-9E, which is kind of odd, because the AIM-9D entered in service in like 1965, and the AIM-9E entered in service in 1968, when the D was already not being used anymore. I know that there are different missiles because one is from the Navy and one is from the Air Force. But the Air Force missiles are not that good until the AIM-9L compared to the Navy ones. Even the AIM-9J, I don't know. I still prefer to have an AIM-9H just because of the burn time. And of course, when we get him, and of course, even the AIM-9G is not. I mean, it's not the greatest missile ever in turning wise, but still. And of course, just to show a little bit of it, so we open the bomb bay, and we're going to use it, the rockets um, as a ground thing. Kind of goes down a lot, so we have to be careful. I don't think we can. Yeah, it's only hitting it, but I'm not getting direct hits as well. It's kind of hard to aim because it's aimed downwards, so you have to, as you see, you have to aim. You have to aim a lot downwards than normally because the missile itself is turned downwards. So it's a pretty good system. It's kind of the system that you have on the Super Mister. But yeah. So yeah, guys, this was it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I was trying to show a little bit of the F8U and how to use it. Basically, it's a gunfighter, a dogfighter with a very good mix, like kind of a good mixed loadout with kind of good missiles as well. Great missiles depending on the BR. The problem of the aircraft is the missiles. You have to be careful when turning. Just try to be fast. You're not going to out climb or out maneuver normally anybody, but you have a lot of acceleration. So yeah, ended up getting the last upgrade now. You can also take, of course, the more rockets, bigger rockets, of course, right here. But of course, try to use this system. I always use the FFAR. Of course, it's a lot of weight, but it's 600 kilos of weight. But normally you're not going to be turning a lot, so and of course you'll already have the system itself inside the aircraft. So when you use the missiles, the rockets, you're not gonna be having a lot of trouble. So if you want to get rid of them on the middle of the dogfight, you can as well. So and not going to affect much of the flight performance after you fire the rockets, of course. So yeah, pretty good. Leave it in the comments what else you want to see in War Thunder and DCS, or what other games you want to see in the channel as well. Make sure to always subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one on the weekend. Bye.